This is my favorite story about underestimating your children. My first saltwater fish. I was in a boat in the saltwater bayou. So now, saltwater bayou is not the same as that pretty freshwater bayou that you see in the movies. Saltwater bayou is like a big flat mud flat, big, mud everywhere. And, 6 to 7 foot high grass growing on top of that. In the middle of winter even. Grasses that are just really high. And a maze of waterways that are just cut and eroded through all of that southern part of the southeastern part of Louisiana. And people get lost in there. If you don't know where the hell you're going. Nowadays they got the GPS thing. I guess you could figure it out. But back then you couldn't. And we were fishing right after dawn in a place called, well, our family called it Carrie's Garden, named after my previously living uncle named Uncle Carrie. He's a badass fisherman. And see, the first fish of the day was caught by an aunt, but it wasn't a keeper because of the species. Second fish of the day, hello, caught by yours truly. Now, it hooked itself. I didn't have to hook the thing because it was about as long as I was tall. I done lost a picture of me holding it up. It just vanished out of a photo album somehow. I miss that thing. But it had me holding it up barely. This big old redfish, big old. I caught that thing against all odds. The odds were not just stacked against me because of the fish, but because my father tried to take the line from me. Mid-fish fight. I noticed my grandfather from the other boat that we were fishing with, a little ways away, same spot. At that point, when the blood sprayed from my father's hand because the line was coming out so fast that it cut his hand, the blood spray from my father's blood spattered over my face and my hair. And I looked up, and there's my grandfather across the way. Let the boy have the fish. Let the boy have the fish. And then next thing you know it, this fish almost as big as me is being pulled out the boat. I'm exhausted. I'm like, ugh, spent. And the next thing I noticed, there's my father sitting with his head on top of my fish, staring at it in between his legs. My father's sitting there staring at a fish that I caught, as long as I am tall, in between his legs, with his right foot on the fish, hold the fish head, holding it down so it don't flop too much, and his left foot on the tail, saying, I can't believe Tommy did this. I can't believe Tommy caught this fish. I can't. Can you believe that? That's my favorite fishing story. So I think my first song ought to be about that. I'll come up with something for a name, for a working title for this at a later point. Later.